Today we're visiting some old postage stamps. This one happens to be unused, and we're traveling in Maine. So these are Maine postcards. Okay, some of the old ones. Look at that. Good set of oxen there, doing their thing, just a working. And a nice picture. This one here is from Portland, Maine. It says, "Greetings from Portland, Maine." This one here, it's really super old. It kind of lost a lot of its colors and stuff. Unused. These other two were unused also. And this one here, of course, Maine is known for lobster around the world. So we have our lobster. This is an unused postcard. This next one is Harry. He's a typical old-time Maine wood guide, skilled in all phases of outdoor life and processed of an... Oh, I guess he's got quite a vocabulary. Huh. There's a copy of an oil painting that apparently they have somewhere. Okay, this is an unused postcard. Look at this. I mean, look at the expression on his face. Now that's a woodsman. Definitely lives in the woods. We get another one of them funny ones after too. I just love that one. That one's just like so cool. Okay. Then we have, and this one's also unused, Old Orchard Beach here in Maine. Cool. Nice overview. Okay, and this is to give you an idea of Maine winners there. Look at that whole picture. I happen to have two of those for some reason. The Desert of Maine. Ah. Actually a place. It's in Freeport. It's called the Desert of Maine. And this is another picture of the Desert of Maine, just giving you a different view. The kids would go on class trips and everything, and they could dig up some of the stone, and the wind just covered everything. This next one's Chamberlain, Maine. Look at the beautiful scenery. Isn't that lovely? The nice rocks like that. All the trees. Up by the lake, and see all the houses and everything around there. And of course, what every hunter would want. And this is an unused postcard. So far they've all been unused in this video. Look at this one. Now that's the card every hunter wants. Look at that buck. Look at the rack on him. Nicely widely spaced. His reflection in the water. Just came down to get a drink. Yep. Okay, this next one is the old Lincoln County Courthouse. An unused postcard. This next one is Cape Elizabeth. Another unused postcard. This next one, of course, is going to be a little funny one. Yeah, I love the funny ones. It says, "Boy, this is life. Every year, hundreds of hunters flock to the woods in search of game, but above all, for rest and relaxation." Ain't that the truth? And it's an unused postcard. And look at that. I love those kind of postcards. Those are cute. So it was nice to have two of these funny looking ones in the video. They're just beautiful. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the little visit to Maine. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll go around visiting some more. Because we got a whole bunch of these old cards. It was a great find. So be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and if you wish, you can always fan fund me. That's that little eye in the upper right hand corner. So I can find some more of these great finds and bring them to you so you can view them in the comfort of your own home, especially when it's cold outside. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, today we're visiting New York in old vintage postcards. Look at this building, right up on the mountain like that. You know, it's like its own little castle. Thousand Island, okay. Bolt Castle, Thousand Island, New York. Wow, isn't that beautiful? I mean, look at the color of the water and everything in the building. Wow, it almost looks like the little guest house to the whole thing. Alright, this one's an unused card. There's only 3 that are unused in this package. The rest are used. So this one's an unused one. Look at that. Can you imagine the year of that? Beautiful. Beautiful picture. Okay, and then we have the swans. Well, I tried to look for a date on that, but there's no date on that other postcard. But it sure was lovely to see, wasn't it? Okay. Mama and the baby. And there's another one here. Greetings from Saratoga. Okay, this is the Lilac Festival in New York. That other one was Saratoga Springs in New York. Okay, they have a beautiful Lilac Festival going on there, huh? Look how beautiful that is. Have a postcard of how beautiful the flowers are. And then this one is well written on, but nothing else. Just says lilac time. Okay, here's a nice old one here. Riverside Drive. Showing showing Shoulders and Sailors Monument in New York. That is a beautiful monument. Look at that. Look at all the layers to making it. Whew. And look, you can tell the age. Look at the vehicle. Pretty much by the way they dress too. But the age is really something else. Okay, and this one has a stamp. A 1-cent stamp. And it's 1935. Yeah, that helps it. When it's been used and everything has got that, then it helps you to understand the year of the postcard. Thousand Island, New York. Wow. Can you imagine having your own little piece right there? International Bridge. Huh, that little bit? I don't know. Huh, the little bridge. You have the U.S. flag and stuff. Oh, isn't that funny? Two little islands in the water, and they're going to do that. That's cute. That was a smart idea to do a postcard with that one. Very different, isn't it? That's cool. Alright, let's see what year this one is. Okay, it's a 2-cent stamp, 1928. Wow. A 1928 card. Isn't that just cool? Really a lovely card. Okay, next we have this one here. Elephant's head. Oh, okay, yeah, there's the trunk. Okay. Alright. Well, you know, sometimes you can look at different clouds and figure out a picture of some animal or anything in a cloud. So I guess you can do it in a rock too. So there's your elephant head. Okay. Definitely different, huh? Okay, let me see. What do we have? Oh, 1923. The 1-cent stamp. All right. Here we go, Students Hall. Columbia University in New York City. And it says, I got numbers on there, but that don't mean anything. Okay, let's see what we have. Oh, the stamp was taken out. But it was 1932. Somebody wanted the stamp. Look at this beautiful architectural building. Unreal. Look at that. What a beautiful church. Look at the old bus down there in the car. That is so cool. Wow, a lot of work into that one, that's for sure. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, and it's a 1953 2-cent stamp. It says give to the Red Cross Fund. That was St. John, by the way. Okay, and here we have the high school and the library. And in the back, oh, look at this. It has where it's got the stars. 13 stars. With a 1-cent stamp. It says 1 cent. And this is 1910. Okay. Alright, this is the lake in New York. A nice view. Looks very peaceful, don't it? Okay. Oops. And that was, let's see, oh, 1944 for that one. Okay, now this here is kind of just a radio station. I don't know what to say. This is a radio station. Their postcard, rather thin. I have no idea on the year. And on the back right here, 1961. Okay, it's got a 3-cent stamps, or the radio station. 1961, and telling you what time and everything. Huh. Isn't that something? Definitely a different card. So if you know something about this card, you know, what is this all about? By all means, go ahead, leave it in a comment. Curiosity will get the rest of us. The radio station confirming the February 2nd of 1991, 61, at 1640 Eastern Time, which is 440, 3.5 MC. Huh, I don't know. Isn't that something, huh? This just happened to be in with a bunch of postcards. Wonder if that radio station's still going. Kind of cool, huh? He's got a radio on top of his head. I mean, a record on top of his head. Different. That's for sure. Okay, look at this beautiful picture. Look at that. Imagine having that home and then having a gazebo right off the water like that. Beautiful flower path to go down. Beautiful. Elegant. Okay, and this one happens to have a 2-cent stamp. Don't know the year. Okay. Next we have this one here. Executive Mansion, Alabama, New York. Cool. Okay, and this is 1905. That's quite an old postcard, huh? 110 years old. last one we have for this group is on horseback. Look at that. Not only is it special because it's, you know, the way they're dressed and everything with their horses, stopping to get water, so two girls riding around, horseback, no saddles. But on the back, it's a 1968, and it says, "I love you, Jerry." 5-cent card. Alright. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more visiting whatever town we go to, or state, or country. You never know. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, today we're visiting Kentucky. Some of the old postage cards from Kentucky. Okay, this is the Moss Lewis Mill at South Fork of the Cumberland River, Kentucky. Wow, look, I mean, look how old that is. Look at all the hosts surrounding and everything. That is really cool. Of course, this one is a used card. Okay, and if you can see right there, 1924. 1-cent card. 1-cent postage. So this was used in 1924. Wow. Look at that picture. Isn't that neat? Alright, here's our next one here. Lincoln National Memorial in Kentucky. That one also is a used one. It has a 1-cent stamp, and I think it's 1951. Okay. Nice postcard. Well, the rest of these are not used. Those were the only two used one in this group. There's Kentucky. Alright, beautiful horses and trophies and architect. A little bit of everything. Kind of gives you the map of the land. A lot of little towns in there, huh? Okay. This next one says, Kentucky, the bluegrass state, is the kingdom of the horse. And there's a special card for that. Alright, and that's an unused card. The next picture is the state capital of Frankfort, Kentucky. There we go. Look at the architect of that. Isn't that beautiful? It's a nice building. An old postcard, huh? The next one is the Man-O-War statue, Fairway Farm, Lexington, Kentucky. Definitely known for their horses. Look at that. What a beautiful statue, huh? So nice to see that. Okay, the next one is Daniel Boone's grave in Frankfort, Kentucky. Daniel Boone's grave. Wow. Okay. To actually have a postcard made like that. That's something, huh? This one's just, hello from Kentucky, the Bluegrass State. Postcard, unused. The next one says, the top view is Kentucky Bluegrass State is famous for its fine horses and excellent stock farms. The bottom view, the log cabin in which Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, is preserved in the Lincoln Memorial at Hagginsville, Kentucky. Okay. Almost sounds like it says it's inside the building. Like they built a museum around it and you have to go inside to see it. That'd be interesting, huh? Okay, here's another Greetings from Kentucky card. Just giving you a few ideas of what you'll see there. Of course, the flag, the Capitol, the birds, and of course the famous bluegrass. Okay, the next one is a beautiful tobacco fields. Okay. This is an unused card also. Beautiful tobacco fields. And this next one, of course, is my old Kentucky home. How do you like that one? Look at the dresses. Unreal. And sitting there playing the banjo. It's so cool. And that is nice. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, today we're visiting Canada. Here we have a beautiful building here. It's in Rock Island. And a beautiful building, isn't it? Lovely. Very nice. And this one's written on in the back, but not stamped or anything like that. Okay. Next, right here, we have New Brunswick Highway Bridge in Woodstock, New Brunswick. Looks a little scary, huh? Look at all the buildings and everything. Old black and white. This one's got a 1-cent stamp on it, but it hasn't been used. Isn't that funny? Alright. And we have this one here. Also from New Brunswick. Oh. Look at that, just the canoes in the water going down the stream. Simple card for sure, huh? That's another one. Okay, that one had a 1-cent stamp. Almost looks like it wasn't mailed though, it was written out, just not sent. Okay. Different, that's for sure, huh? Some people put the stamps on, others put it on, write the message, just didn't mail it yet. So, probably ought to drop it in the mail and see if it goes. No, because it just says Madison, Maine. It was before they started putting all the street address. So I don't think it would go anywhere. That's how long ago. I mean, everybody knew everybody, huh? That's kind of funny. Okay, that's the big hill. Quebec. Look at the old car, huh? Neat. Okay, and that one did have a 3-cent stamp. Alright. Now look at this one. Wow, look at these old cars. Alright, so those of you who know just by looking at a car what year it is and everything, you pretty much know when this postcard was. Pretty cool. Okay, and then we go right there. What's this? 1961. That's when they went into the 4-cent stamps. Ontario, Canada. Now this one here is really super old. This is City Hall in New Brunswick. Look at the architect of that building. I love how they have this extra design right here. So beautiful. Love it. Really nice. Okay. And in the back, if you notice, this is a 1909 card. There's your 1-cent stamp. It's a 1909. They called them souvenir postcards. Definitely a beautiful souvenir postcard. Alright. This next one is another 1909. There you go. That's the inside of the church in Montreal. Okay, and again you have 1909 and your stamp. Okay, this one's kind of a simple one. It's a park in Montreal, the Royal Park, Mount Royal Park. Guess that's one part of it. And this is a 1907 1-cent stamp. There we go. And this is again part of the park. The lookout on top of Mount Royal. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I mean, the horse right up there, look at that. You can tell how old, I mean, look how they're dressed and everything too, which is kind of cool. This one also has 1948 3-cent stamp. That's when they started with postcard instead of souvenir cards. Okay. This is the Falls in Quebec, Canada. And these are unused cards now, the rest of them. It's always nice to see the waterfall like that, and it's very peaceful and quiet. It's nice to go next to a waterfall and have a nice picnic. Makes for a very relaxing day. I've done it many times. Love it. Usually while the boys fish for salmon. It's kind of nice. Okay, and that's a New Brunswick church. Okay, this one here's the St. John's River in New Brunswick. This next one is Expo 67, Montreal, Canada. I would have never expected that to be part of Canada here. Expo 67 just seems so different. Okay, and here's our last one. I'm not totally sure on this one. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed the visit to Canada through the old postage cards. It's always nice to see how buildings used to be, what they used to look like. Some of these may not be there anymore. So it's nice to see them in postcard and gives you a feel of what you might see if you went. So if you plan on traveling to Canada, I hope you've got a good idea of what it might look like. Alright, be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and if you wish, you may always fan fund me, which is that little eye in the upper right hand corner, so I can go and find some more of these great finds and bring them all to you in video form. You can enjoy, sit down, enjoy, relax, view them, pass them around. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, today we're visiting Florida. So these postcards are all old postcards from Florida. Some are used and some are not used, so I'll let you know as we go through. Of course, this one here you can see is used. It's all stamped. And you can tell pretty much the time frame of when this was because of the way the ladies have their bathing suits. Completely different than what we have today. And we also have a post office date here. I can't quite make it out. Early 1900s, that's for sure. It almost looks like 1909 for this one. Okay, look at that. Look how they had that. Very colorful. Look at the umbrellas, the way they are. That's back in the old days. And we have a 4-cent stamp. Okay. Next we have, look at this. Oh, sunset. How beautiful. Evening shadows in Florida. That is so beautiful. Look at the way the sky is and everything. That is nice. Very nice postcard. This is a used one. Very nice. And we have a 2-cent stamp, and this is 1953 for this one. Beautiful card. Okay, and then we have this one here, showing us the beautiful garden. Look at the way the dresses are and everything. Really nice. So that gives you a time frame again. Sometimes, you know, you just look beyond the picture. Try to figure that out, and by the style of the dresses, you pretty much got it set there. course, this one's a used one. And in the 70s. Okay. Next we have this one here. Look at that, the reflection of the lights from the building. Really cool. And our stamp is a 3-cent stamp, 1958. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? This is just, I love this one. I love, you know, it's made different. Really made different. It's got a different texture to the card. Papaya tree in Florida. That's what that picture is. And this one's a used card. Very nice. With a 2-cent stamp. I have no idea what year that is. Beautiful, beautiful card. Okay, next we have right here, Daytona Beach, Florida, the world's most fabulous beach. Look at that. And look how busy it is. For an old postcard, I mean, look at the buildings and everything. Cars look like a little bunch of little match cars, you know. Just going about. Kind of cute, really. Alright, and this is the last of the used one. This is an 8-cent stamp, 1973. So that was the last of the used ones. Now these are unused postcards. Okay. St. Petersburg, Florida. The Sunshine City. Look at that. This is another one of those that have that different texture to the postcard. Okay, and this one here is Florida Silver Springs. Look at that. Perfect place to bring the kids. So cute to feed the deers like that. Okay, also at Silver Spring. That's an unused postcard. You have the Prince of Peace Memorial. Okay, and this next one actually says Florida Silver Springs, home of the world's famous glass-bottom boats. In order to show clarity of water, Pretty Betty poses with a school of fish. Glass-bottom boats. Wow. I've never seen that. That'd be cool to see, wouldn't it? Go down to a lower deck and be able to see everything underneath. Wow. That sounds interesting, don't it? Very interesting. Okay, this next one says Old Dog Tray. This is actually on this postcard, but it's a picture from 1853, which you can pretty much tell it is an old picture because of the drapes and everything. Isn't that an interesting card, huh? I think I kind of like that one. Very interesting. Okay, this next one is a Spanish moss air plant. Well, this is actually in Miami, Florida. It's one of their cards. What an interesting tree. So it gives you some of the information there on the tree. Definitely different, huh? Next one is the racetrack at Omar's, Florida. There's a picture of the old racetrack. Look at the way they have the seats all colored like that. Rows and colors, huh? This is the horses parading in front before the race. Kind of cool. Beautiful sky, beautiful day for the race, that's for sure. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Nice little visit to Florida through old postcards. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more as we travel around the world through old postcards. Bye-bye now. Okay, today we're bringing you some interesting kind of postcards. They're a little bit of odds and ends and everything of different postcards. And I also have one clipping to read to you and show you the pictures of. So this one here happens to be about a dance and dresses, but because I don't know nothing about it, all I can do is show it to you. So these are unused postcards. Isn't that cute? Look at that. The way they're all dressed. So pretty. Oh, this one someone did write on it, just didn't get mailed. This one is written on. And it says 1950. Okay, and then we have this one here. From Baghdad. That's an unused postcard. This next one here is just interesting. It's an unused postcard, but it was just so cute. It's like, ah, you know, even the donkey wants to see what everybody's going up there and seeing. It's just kind of cute. That one's unused. This next one is used. It's got a 1-cent stamp. It's got the year and I don't know what year. But it's interesting. It's kind of cute. Somebody sent this postcard and stuff. They found it very interesting and they really liked it. But then they gave everybody names to who was what. It says, how is this? You and somebody sailing down the river. Kind of cute. Find a postcard and then, okay, it reminds you of certain people and you mail it back to them. That's neat. Really like that one. This next one is really, it's old. Extremely old. It does look military. Look at that. Standing in front of that. Very old. Okay, and the back side, the postage thing is really different. Look at that. Very different, isn't it? It's definitely old. I found that interesting to see that on the back side. And it goes that way, but yet the picture goes this way. So that's, you know, if you know what time frame and what this is really all about, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Share with the rest of us. Very interesting, that's for sure. I'd like to know the time, what year in history this was actually taken and put into a postcard. Okay, we have this one here. This is 1912 Imperial Spring. And oh, this one was a used postcard. And it says 1912 right on it by the postmaster. I'm giving you time to look at this stamp because I know some of them from then don't mean nothing and others do, depending on whatever, so you can stop the video and check it out closely. Okay, this one's unused postcard. Look at that. Very different, huh? Look at the design of the uniform. Unreal. Very fancy. This was a rather fragile kind of card. It's pretty old. Look at the architect of the building. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, look at them. Back then, everything, you know, may have been brought over by wagons and ships, stuff like that. But the building, actually putting it together, is all by hand. Men really worked hard back then. Can you imagine how long it took to make it? To build that building? Look at that. Look at all the design and the details in it. On any of these. Beautiful. Alright. Here's just a black and white overview look. Down here it says 1670, so I don't know. One part is 1633. Oh, look at this one. This one's I find interesting because it actually says Christopher Columbus, but if you notice, all the U's are really V's. So I found that to be very different. And why have a postcard of that? It's the name of the building, I guess. That must have meant a lot. It's a nice picture, really. Don't care too much for the rest of the building, but that is very nice. But to see that the U's are all V's, I find that very interesting. I like the little design there. So this one here is just so funny. I think this is cute. The high costs of clothes have nothing on me. So comical. Just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and that one, well, it was stamped, but somebody took the stamp, had a 1-cent stamp. And you can't read the year on that one. Alright, this is a nice oriental postcard. So I have no idea what the sayings may say. It's in very good condition, definitely old. Okay, and it is unused. Got some more writing right there on the side. For those of you who know what that says, you can always leave it in a comment. Share with the rest of us. That's nice. It's always nice to share. Beautiful picture. Alright, nice postcard. Now we have this clipping. I don't know why that was in there, but it was. This was a courthouse before and after. Date 1725. So that's before the war here. This is how it used to look. This is how after it was bombed. And on this side, you have corner of downtown before the bombing and after. Court Pharmacy of the Golden Swan. So again, on this side here, you have the before and the after. Just like on this side. So somebody kept this for a reason. This is the before. And then this is the after. Alright. And the last postcard we have to show you. Very interesting. Yay! Look at that. What a beautiful picture, huh? All part of a postcard, an unused postcard. It says something about part of a painting. Well, I guess they painted it in 1933. There's a painting and framed, put in a museum. Alright. There you go. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend. I'll be bringing you some more, of course. Share them with others so they can go through history through videos. Alright. Bye-bye now. Okay, today we're bringing you some old postcards that pretty much show either homes, motels, hotels, but show you some of the inside, some of the outside, so you can see how people used to decorate. And I'm sure back then it was to advertise the hotel, motel, or whatever place it is. But for us, it's more looking at history, because they're historical pictures of the way buildings used to be and how they were decorated and designed. So this is a really nice one. If you notice, it must have been the beginning of the electricity, because look how they have the little bulbs on top there and stuff. So, but you can tell the age, you know, a lot by looking at this sofa here. So that helps you to give you an idea of, you know, what time frame in history this picture may have been. Here we have the outside of a building. Probably a hotel, a motel, a guest house. These postcards are all unused except for the last two. So this is an unused postcard. I really like this next one here. Look at that. I like it. It's got a lot of yummies. See, it's almost like a souvenir shop or whatever, because there's some food up there, but then it's got a lot of just antiques. So you got some doll heads in there, you got some antiques here. So it might have been like a motel or something, this picture. Really kind of neat. Look at the nice dishes, the pottery that's in there and stuff. You can tell the age by looking, well, the floor doesn't really give that much age, but the door. Look at the door. And those kind of hinges. So that gives you an idea of what year this may have been, you know, on top of these chairs and everything. But the building itself, look at the ceiling, and then look at the hinges on the door. So that gives you a time frame. Might be just an antique shop, I don't know. Not really sure. First I thought it was going to be a lot of goodies, but not really. They're antiques. Antique glass case. Alright. Here's just, you know, one of the old chairs. Just an old building. Of course with a fireplace. Must have been just a set room kind of thing, because you have your desk, your old desk, and some chairs where you may have just sat around and talked, knit, crocheted, or just relaxed, had a conversation. This one here is Betsy Ross's house. Made a nice postcard, didn't it? I like that. Go down to the root cellar down there. Very pretty. Oh, a nice unused postcard. Look at that. Look at this stairwell going all the way down. Well, it looks like it's all, I don't think it's wood. It looks all metal. But God, look at that light. Isn't that beautiful? Really nice. And you see these chairs. Got little ruffles all down at the bottom, so you were elegant in how you sat down and at the table. Very pretty. Wow, look at all the design in that. The craftsmanship in that, and the whole going down the stairs and everything. Look at that, even upstairs. Another set of lights up there. Wow. That's a lot of work in there, huh? Look at that for style. Classy. Okay, I think this is just another view of that other brick building that we've seen. Only this one here will give you a better idea of the time frame of when these pictures were taken because of the dresses. Look at everybody in their dresses outside. They also had a lot of cellar windows and everything. But the dresses, oh, they're so pretty. Love it. This next one is kind of funny to have on a postcard. It's like the ladies just get out of bed and having a chat in the stairway here with their long nighties. Different, that's for sure. I don't understand the reasoning behind putting that on a postcard, but it must be with the place it represents. Maybe a bed and breakfast that we would call today. Okay, here's another view of probably that same building. Same brick building. But you can tell the age. I mean, look how the man's dressed and the ladies dressed. Some with bonnets in their hands. And they had high heels. I mean, you went anywhere as you were dressed in a dress. Not whatever today. I mean, not today. They go shopping in PJs. But whenever you went out in public, a lady had a dress. Look at the star inside the brick. Alright. Look at this one. What a beautiful set room. And you can definitely tell the age of this one by looking at the sofas where people could sit. So it's probably the set room of a motel or hotel or whatever. But a beautiful picture on the wall. You have your candles on both sides and these sofas. Look at the design of that. The craftsmanship in there. And they always did like all that flowery kind of rugs that meant you were rich. Okay, and this is simple living here. Look at that. Alright, just a small little kitchen. They used to have a lot of kitchenettes back in those days. So you may see just, you know, where they cooked on the fireplace and everything, and the table and the chairs, and that's it. Then you went into like we call it a kitchenette now. Back then they would call it a pantry. And the pantry is where the sink would be and everything else. You know, like this next one here, you could clearly see, you know, this is the dining room. So the sink and all that is separate. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Nice flower arrangement. Look how she's dressed, so that gives you the time frame on top of the curtains. And of course, you know, the candles for a chandelier. Gives you a good idea on top of the chairs and everything. So it's really nice. Look how elegant that is. That is beautiful. Almost looks like looking out the window like it was winter when this was done. But look at the curtains. Ah, the expense and such beautiful curtains. Unreal. Very lovely picture. Nice postcard. And it's an unused postcard. Back then they would just tell you who made the postcard. They didn't have years, you know, for copyrights and all that stuff back then. So here's another one. Look at the beautiful curtains in there. Like the pictures on the wall. That's how things were done. Of course, you had your organ and everything there to play. So this is just a set room. Stayed warm, carried on a conversation, played your music. Just a relaxed room. Okay. This one. In the old days, they used this green an awful lot. So this is just some more of one of the other postcards I showed you. But they really did like that green. Look at the old green blinds there. God, those are old. That gives you a time frame right there. Any of you remember the old green ones they used to have, you know? Oh, yeah. Yep. Alright, this one's just simply a black and white. Giving you the look of the old days and everything, but it's just black and white. Huh. This one actually says Portland, Maine on it. In the back. So that picture comes from Portland, Maine. Just a black and white. They always had the nice big archways like that. A fireplace just to keep warm. Every room had a fireplace. Really enjoyed that, didn't they? This is Mount Vernon in Virginia. Different picture for sure. Okay, now this one is one of the used ones. Has a 1-cent stamp on the other side. North Carolina. I like the design, huh? Really nice. Eastern Star House. Okay, on the back side you can see one stamp, and it's 1949 for this one. It's not so new. I mean, not so old, because it is colored anyhow. You can tell by colors of a lot of them. And this one here we have. Just use the boards. I use the logs to make the steps going upstairs for the bedroom for the kids. Would have been just a cabin. Got a plastic covering on it like that. So, and of course this one is a used one also with a 1-cent stamp. And everything. What a nice picture. I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more. We got plenty of postcards to show you. Alright, bye-bye now. Today we're going to bring you pictures. I mean, they're pictures, but yet they're postcards. So these are all postcards, unused, of inside homes or clubs or motels, hotels. They're just old inside pictures on postcards. A lot of them will probably be to represent, you know, like this may be the lodge or whatever. And others are to represent their home, you know, as very vintage, antique, part of the old days. Okay, so first we have this one here. This looks like it may be a lodge, only because of the antlers that are hanging and everything. But I mean, look at the architect, you know, over here and up there. Very nice, with very highlights and everything. So that makes for a really nice postcard. So we have this one here. Look at that. Look at the old metal tubs. Is that something? This is really olden day. You can tell by the furniture and by the metal tub that they used to have back then. Very vintage. They're all unused postcards. Look at this one. What a beautiful bedroom. And stuff. You can tell the age of the card and everything by looking at the seats. Of course, the head posts and everything too. The old wooden floors. Kind of made with like what looks like the barn boards, but that was the way of the days. Nice postcards. I took all these pictures and turned them into postcards. Really neat. Okay. This looks like it's set up. It's a banquet room. Kind of like a smorgasbord. Probably a restaurant, huh? Fine dining, or maybe a wedding or something like that. Really nice. I mean, look at the picture on the wall. Isn't that cool? Chefs with their hats and everything, because that's how things were done in the old days. Very particular about all of that. For the beautiful picture up there. I love that portrait. Okay, and this would give you an example of the olden day bedrooms. So this may be representing a motel. Different kind of canopy for the top than what we have today. And of course with the candle and everything. And then you can tell the old dresser and stuff. So it gives you a time frame of when this postcard was made. This one here, we got into a little bit of colors in this postcard. I did like the greens an awful lot back then. Okay, and it's kind of see how it's like pieced together for the rugs, because they were all handmade. There was a fireplace in every bedroom. You notice that's part of the old days. Okay, and that's just a single bed right there. Not too much to it. You had the chair and the little desk and a candle if you were going to write at nighttime. They used to do really good with candles back then, huh? Now you have to watch out so much. But they were very careful about candles in the old days. Alright, nice postcard. Look at this postcard. Really like this one. I mean, I like the picture that's on the wall, which is really pretty and stuff. A small little dining table and everything. But it's the dresses. Look at that. Of course, there's a fireplace. Pretty much a fireplace and everything back then. But isn't that beautiful? Look at the dresses. So nice. Love it. This will take a lot of you back to when you were kids, especially if you're in the older generation. How your bedroom may have looked like. Looks like a more modern door there, but other than that, kind of gives you the old look. But the door is modern. But the rocking chair isn't. You had the cradle with the rug and braided blanket for the doll. And you had your little pot underneath. So if you had to get up during the night and stuff, there's your little pot to pee. That reminds you of the olden day. Of course, you know, the vase to wash your hands in the morning and everything. That was all kind of done in your bedroom back then. Not, you know, go down to the living room, the bathroom or anything like that. Those were things from your bedroom. Okay, here's another old-time bedroom. Very elegant. You can see the little stroller here for the kids. Kind of cute. You had your little vase and your pitcher right there for washing your hand. You always had the bench next to the window and everything. This most likely was to say your prayers that night and everything. But you can tell the age of this by looking at the seats, looking at how she's dressed, and of course the bench in front of the window, and how the doors were too. It kind of gives you the age of this one. Looks like it was a motel too. Alright, this is pretty much the rustic down to bare necessities of the old days. Gives you the kitchen. Yep, made your stew right there. Little teapot up there. Okay, this one here, sundial. Don't believe that one's quite as old. There's another one right here of a nice brick house. They're pretty well, you know, if you just looked at it, you wouldn't think it was old till you turn around and seen the girl with her bonnet on and her dress. Then it's like, aha, now this gives you a different time frame here of when this postcard was made. And we have another very elegant postcard here. You have your dining room table and stuff. Of course you had, you know, where all your dishes and stuff were kept. Look at the clock in the corner. But look at the drapes. Of course this chandelier and everything. But it's the style of the chairs. Takes you back. Alright, look at this postcard. These are all postcard, all unused except for the very last one that I'll show you. The last one is the only one that's used. These are not used postcards. Okay, look at this one. Now you can really tell the age, not only because of the dresses that the girls are wearing, but look at the bench. Look at that. Of course, they really like chandeliers, but there were candles. See that? These chandeliers had candles. Can you imagine getting up there to do that? But look at the old pictures on the wall. Nice little marble table with a lantern. Yep, very pretty. Love that old postcard. Very nice. Alright, here's another one here. Just the way the old brick buildings used to be. Now this one here must have been a motel of some kind. Hotel, motel, and stuff. But you can still look at the age by what she's wearing. Wallpaper, which not too many people wallpaper anymore. But you also had the quilt that's on the bed and stuff. In the old days, a lot of times when someone was about to get married, the women in the family would all get together and make their bedspread. And this was all sewed by hand and everything, and that was a gift to the new couple. Keep them warm in bed. So, but you can tell a lot by the age of the chairs and everything too. For the time frame, here's another one of those. Another bedroom. Of course, the chairs will give you so much age and everything, but of course putting the bedspread all together is unique. Now this one here is 1922 is the postmark behind it. This is the only one out of this group that is used. It has a 1922 post office stamped. But look at that. Look at the chairs in there, the bookcases. God, look at that beautiful design on top there. Really nice. Of course, the pictures tell a lot too. Alright. And this is the stamp behind it. As you can see, dated 1922. Alright. Hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Stay tuned because I got part 2. This is part 1. I got part 2 coming. So be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and share these beautiful photos on these postcards and stuff with others who you think might enjoy looking at history through postcards. Okay? Bye-bye now. Okay, today we're bringing you some old postage cards. They're all black and white. They're all unused except for one. One does have some writing on it, pretty much describing the person being there and stuff, and that they had stayed there and stuff. But other than that, the rest of them are all unused, and these are all black and white. Okay, some good old pictures. Look at that. Nice ships and everything here. The harbor on the quails. Try to get it here just right for you. And this is apparently the quails. This is actually Paris, I believe, on that one. They're all from different places. Look at that. To see that, and to see, you know, what they were, all on horses and everything. A few of the old buggies. Look at that. This is before the time of all the cars, huh? Look at that, the wagon. You can see the wagon wheels and everything on the wagon. Horse and buggy days. Isn't that something, huh? Beautiful historical pictures here. All for you to view. Okay, these are just good old yard sale finds. And I just thought they'd be interesting to bring to you. Banquet fort. Look at that. Wow. To have all the bushes growing right on the building like that. I actually have 2 of those. Wow, this next one's very interesting. Look at that. You can see them all working. Sun coming right in. Ain't that something? Look how big. I mean, you can see how it just goes all inside there. How big that really is. How they dressed and everything. And I believe this is the same mill, just a different view. Okay, I happen to have 2 of those. Go with this one here. Kind of giving you the little island and stuff. How the boats come right into the harbor to unload and everything. Give you an idea of how the buildings look up in the mountains. Mostly where things were all done by hand, huh? Again, in this here, you can turn around and see it's the old buggy days, because you can see the wagon right here. And that's the logs. They brought the logs in. Probably pulling them right up from the riverbank. So that's how they used to cut the trees and send them down the river. And they pulled them right up for the mill. It's nice just to look at some of the old pictures, you know, take you back in time. You know, a lot of us at our age and stuff like that, we can remember the stories being told. So this helps to put the story and give you a view of how things may have been back then. Okay, that one's got a little piece missing to it. Look at that. Isn't that neat? It's always nice to look at old pictures. Ever sometimes just sit down and go through the old albums and look at the old pictures and stuff. Look at that, just going down the river. Look at the way he's dressed and everything. A lot of these were there because they needed the logs to go on either side when they were sending them downriver to go to the mills. Look at the architect of this. Look at that. Isn't that neat? I always enjoy looking at the old buildings. I don't know why, but I just do. Just seems like there's a lot of history there, and they took the time, and then you know, back then it wasn't with machinery, it was people who done it. All with their hands, and you always look at a building like that, that's old like that, and wonder how many people did it take, and how long did it take. You know, because this wasn't done with machines. This is all man labor. So there's a lot to looking at historical buildings like that. There's a lot of thought. Love it. There's a lot there. Try to get it in there so you can see all of it. Look at that. You can see the age. And then this is an old picture to top it off, you know? So you can, you know, there's a lot there. Very old looking, even though it's black and white. That probably helps to make it look old too. But it's just, you know, this is old architectural building. This history. Makes you wonder now if those buildings and everything are still there. Any of you know whether they are or not? Hey, leave us a comment. The rest of us want to know. Look at this. This is unreal. Look at that. I might need to back this one up a little bit more. Oops, not in. A little bit more back. Just so you can see the whole picture. Look at that. Egyptian kind of look, you know? Look how they're dressed, the uniforms. And how they're all dressed there with their shoes or boots, whatever you want to call them. Unreal. And right here it says 1918 copyright. This is 1918. It's an old one. I think they're pretty much all around that area anyhow, but at least that one has a date. You know, some of the other ones didn't. Wow. 97 years old. Wow. Nice to have that, huh? Alright, here's another 1918 old postcards. Check that out. Look how they're dressed. Look at the flags. That's a lot there to look at. Wow. Looks like a priest right there. What a postcard, huh? Wow. Nice. Okay, some more of these here. The beautiful architect. How they all dressed with their hats and everything. Gentlemen went dressed as a gentleman when they went to town, and the ladies all had their hats. It's all from the early 1900s here. It's a good way to look back, huh? Oh, and this next one's a glory one. I mean, it's probably the inside of that building right there. I mean, look at the architect. To be able to do all that fanciness, to design them and to have them both the same, you know, on both sides. Whew. When you're doing it by hand, you know, not machinery and a piece brought in, you know. Just put the puzzles together tight. This is all by hand. Very nice. A lot of work. Look at the inside of this. Wow. Oh, I would love to see the walls for real in person like that. Every now and then we go into an old theater and you can see the ceilings, you know, and they got a painted picture up there. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. The way the table is and the way it's set. Beautiful. Alright, I hope you enjoy my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend. And if you wish, you may always fan find me. That's that little eye on the upper right hand corner. So I can go to yard sales, find some more of these great finds, and bring them right to you in video form. Okay? Bye-bye now.